Hi, everyone.
Hello. The Leafs won a thing.
Austin Matthews.
Moto, wizardry, and
Well, time for a rebuild.
this team is ruining my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, stand witness because the Leafs win 4-3 in overtime to take the 2-1 series lead over the Washington Capitals. This is real. Where do I start? Where the hell do I even start? Let's start with Maple Leaf Square. I got to host the tailgate party in Maple Leaf Square along with Emily Agard. It's starting at about 5:30, and look at you nut jobs! This is gonna be insane. Look at this city! Look at this beautiful city! I love you all! Oh my god, so many things. Throwing t-shirts into the crowd. There were sometimes tickets in the t-shirts and jerseys, and Gary Lehman came on stage, and Daryl Sittler came on stage and then left for some reason, and then Wendell Clark came on stage, and Dart Guy was there, and I got to talk to Dart Guy, and Dart Guy's gonna be on the Panicle Pizza Steve Dangle podcast later this day. Holy smokes, I love the playoffs. Is it always like this? It's a carnival. I love it. You guys are maniacs with your signs, with your chants, with your everything. I love Leafs Nation. I love you guys so much. Just game 3, stop acting like you won the Stanley Cup. No, actually, no. We have earned this. We have earned this. Maybe you've been cheering for this team for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, your entire life. You have earned this moment. And if you just started being a Leaf fan this year, hey, you bought low. That's just smart business. My goodness, my gosh darn goodness, where do we start? I guess we start with the bad start. Now, heading into this game, we already knew Roman Polak was out of the lineup. Alexei Marchenko, maybe. No, Nikita Zaitsev coming back in. And I was very happy about that until I thought to myself, oh, so we're just gonna throw Zaitsev in? Listen to my voice, it's not gonna last. We're just gonna throw Zaitsev in. That's what we're gonna do against the Caps, game 3, this series. Are you serious? And I worried about rust. And on the first goal, just 2:43 into the game, Nate Schmidt feeds Nicholas Backstrom. Zaitsev probably should have had him. He didn't, and it beats Freddie 1-0 Caps early. All right, that's not the greatest start. That's fine. The Leafs scored in the first 2 minutes of game 1. Did they win that game? No, so don't worry. Still less than 5 minutes into the game, Nicholas Backstrom feeds Alex Ovechkin. It doesn't look like a particularly high danger shot until you realize that it's that loaded gun, Alex Ovechkin. He beats Freddie 2 goals and 2 shots. Are you kidding me? It's 2-0 Caps already. How am I at this game? Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that Mrs. Dangle got us tickets to this game. I was there! And I was elated, and then I saw the score and I went, of course. Go ahead and tell me about the Dangle jinx. Just let it rain down. Or how about you get out your little umbrella and remind yourselves that the Leafs had a 2-0 lead in game 1, and did they win that game? No, this isn't over. And it's not even I can't. And it's not even like the Capitals were dominating this game. It's just the first goal, it was an opportunity, got away from the defenseman, wide open shot. Freddie doesn't have much of a chance. And then on the second one, you would like him to stop Alex Ovechkin, but how many times have you said that about a goalie? I would have preferred if goalies in the 80s stopped Wayne Gretzky more often. I have no idea why they never considered that option. They needed someone to take this game by the reins. Kadri in the offensive zone, Brooks Orpik, whoa! ACC, Komarov along the boards, whoa! ACC, yeah, Leo hit him in 5 languages. Kadri again by the benches. Kadri Cyrus, wrecking ball, let's go. Austin Matthews, nope. Leroy Matthews streaking through the neutral zone. Shot, stop, off Nate Schmidt's noggin, rebound, scored. Yeah, buddy, the first of many. And after what seemed like disaster, the Leafs head into first intermission down just 1-0. Just over 5 minutes into the second, Leafs looking good. Marcus Johansson, shot, stop, juicy rebound, oh. Evgeny Kuznetsov, lightning fast reflexes, and he buries it 3-1 Caps now, and again it looks like disaster. And Kuzi given one of these, which again, hey, if he was on my team, I would not be opposed to that, but Kuzi, we've talked about this. You don't want to make the Leafs angry, because if you do, Matt, what are you doing? Someone get Matt Martin! Hunwick for hooking, Tom Wilson for roughing, Matt Martin for roughing, and Matt Martin for roughing. Martin's extra shot cost the Leafs. They have to kill off a full 2-minute 5-on-3. And I tell you what, they freaking did! Caps passing, looking for lanes. They couldn't find them. They weren't there. And when they were there, Freddie stopped them. Hunwick and Marner out of the box like a bat out of hell. And guess what? Mitch Marner's got it! Braden Holtby knows Mitch Marner is a very good player. And Holtby with the absolute out of his mind. What are you doing? What are you thinking? Poke check. But damn it if it didn't work. Leafs are still down 3-1. Less than 3 minutes after that amazing kill, after all the momentum gained, too many men. Leafs got another big one to kill. And damn it if they didn't do it again! I'll shout out one guy, Martin Marincin, man, that guy knows how to throw a grenade. Just a grenade. Had my heart in my throat several times. But he was out there. For all those big kills, he was out there. Brian Boyle, I tell you what, it's lucky that he dropped the gloves with Daniel Winnick, but didn't throw a punch because the Leafs needed him out there for that kill. The Leafs somehow survive all of that, which means it's their turn. Again, the Komarov, Kadri, Brown line causing terrible problems for the Capitals. One thing I'm sure you've seen going around, there was a picture taken inside the Maple Leafs locker room. There was a marker board behind Mike Babcock, and it tracked all kinds of stats. And this was kind of a neat little peek into the Leafs world. What are some things they keep track of? What are some things they find important? And one thing in particular was recorded that isn't that crazy of a concept, but it's not something I've ever seen tracked before. Heavy shifts. Now, I don't know exactly how you determine what a heavy shift is, but it's when you hem your opponent in their own zone or they hem you in your zone. Now, is that a certain amount of time in their zone? Is that a certain amount of shot attempts? What is that? I don't know. But this was a heavy shift. Brooks Orpik, big bad Brooks Orpik, not exactly known for his speed. He uses his size to his advantage, and he is battling in front of his own net, being given everything he can handle with rookie Connor Brown. Komarov to Kadri. Kadri flings it on off of Orpik's ass. Thank you very much, downtown. And it is 3-2. The Leafs are back within one. Fitting that after his two big hits before the first goal, Nazem Kadri would kick Brooks Orpik in the ass one more time. And now we head to the third. No. I don't know how this game looked to you at home, but you get to just see more sometimes when you're at the game. What a whale of a game from Zach Hyman. Feeling it out a little bit in game one. He had that nastiness in game two, and just dog it on the puck in game three. Every single time the puck went in the Capital zone along the boards, there was just Hyman the honey badger in there needing 2 or 3 Capitals to fight him off. Now you can be like, I don't like Hyman, he doesn't put up that much points. You know what? When it takes 2 or 3 guys to go at Zach Hyman, you know who that frees up? Austin Matthews gets his first assist in this goal. William Nylander is robbed by Braden Holtby's second attempt. He scores! You know why Willie was free for the rebound? Because the defense was preoccupied with the other guys. Whoa, it's tied! 3-3 heading into second intermission. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Don't interrupt me. I am making a video about a Leafs playoff win. I have been waiting a long time to do this. Are you kidding me? They were down 2-0 in this game. In the first period, they were down 3-1 5 minutes into this period. They killed off a full 2-minute 5-on-3. Then another one 3 minutes later. It wasn't a 5-on-3, it was a 5-on-4, but who cares? And then they get 2 goals. How on earth do they survive the second period, let alone tie it up? Honest to goodness, I look at the first goal and say that might have been the Leafs shift of the year. There are ways you could look at the second period as the Leafs' best, or at least most resilient. Any period where you allow a goal and 3 minor penalties, including a full 2-minute 5-on-3, that's not exactly your best work. But the fact they were able to survive that and then hang up 2 goals of their own and tie the damn thing, I don't know. I just don't know. Third period, Bozak in front. He can't. Kuznetsov for the one-timer. He doesn't take the one-timer. He slides off the post. And with time winding down, guess who's behind the Capitals' net? Guess who the Capitals cannot handle behind their net? Zach Hyman! Goes in there and fishes the puck out with his teeth, and Lars Eller tries to take it out, and he does, but guess what? The Leafs are heading to the power play to end the third period. They're not going to end it there, but we do head into overtime with a Leafs man advantage. Now, Caps fans, again, Leaf fan here, trying to get used to playoffsing. I'm not used to playoffsing, okay? I'm new here. All penalties in the playoffs are such a hurricane of emotion for me because I just don't understand what is to be called. Like, okay, let's say the rules were reversed here, okay? That was Hyman high-sticking Lars Eller, and it's the Leafs who get the penalty, and they had no overtime on the penalty kill. I'd be mad that they called it. I'd be mad that they put the Leafs into that position at late in the third period in a playoff game and in overtime of a playoff game. But he high-sticked him. His stick went in his face. What leg would I have to stand on? So I'm watching going, oh man, I don't know if that's a penalty. What, you mean he didn't high stick him? Oh no, he definitely high sticked him. That's not the point. I want to know what you thought about the call because, I mean, it seemed like a weird call, but it was the right call. It was a weird call. It was the right call though. Now before we get to you know what, story time. You may have heard on the podcast that I got to go to this game. Mrs. Dangle, my wife, that's her name, she bought tickets. She bought singles tickets because that's all she could find. One was this immaculate, beautiful height right behind the net, right behind the Leafs net for 2 periods, seat in the Reds. The other was like right next to that Raptors mural and you couldn't even see one of the nets. So I tell her before the game, I'm like, look, we'll switch up, okay? We can alternate periods. And she's like, no, I got these tickets for you. And then she sends me a picture of her seat and she goes, I think I might take you up on that. that offer. So first period, I'm going nuts. I'm watching all the craziness. I saw the 2 quick goals on Freddie, and I was very deflated. The Oilers fan sitting next to me, I don't know. He seemed elated. Buddy next to me, who was a Leaf fan, who had just an enormous nachos, was less than elated. He was happy with the nachos, just not the result. So Mrs. Dangle and I switch for the second period. So now I'm in the seat with obstructed vision. All of the play is in the Leafs' end because they spent basically the entire period on the penalty kill, so I saw about 5 minutes of actual gameplay, but I had a great damn view of the tying goals! And then Mrs. Dangle and I meet up at the beginning of the third period to switch again, or we're not sure what. Turns out, during the second period, she was talking to Buddy with the giant nachos, and he said, hey, I have an extra ticket for the club lounge. Do you want to sit there? So for third period and overtime, Mrs. Dangle, the saint she is, got to keep the immaculate seat behind the net, and I got to sit in the club lounge. Sit, LOL. I got to stand and scream in the club lounge. It's funny, I don't know if you've ever sat in there, but it's, a little bit prim and proper, a little bit posh, and there's all these tables. It's a restaurant, and it is a little bit more casual viewing, but not for overtime. Everyone's standing right at the front. They want to see this, including your boy. And here's what I saw. With the Leafs power play winding down, Mitch Marner with a dogged effort behind the net to keep everything alive. Riley controlling it, sends it to Kadri. It's a nightmare in front of the net for the Caps. What do they pay attention to? You got JVR locked in, ready for the patented JVR tip. On the other side, you got Mitch Marner, who is Mitch Marner! And standing in the middle of this almost perfect, nicely spaced out Bermuda Triangle-like formation is Tyler Bozak. Will it be JVR who tips it in? Will Marner get a shot off? No! Boz Lightyear to the rescue! To infinity and beyond! And the look on Bozak's face, just the crazy look that he had in his face. I think everyone has that when they score an overtime goal, especially in the playoffs, especially when it gives your team the unpredicted series lead. But Bozak's been through a lot with his team, man. College free agent, they throw him on the top line pretty much right away, and fans were okay with it at first, and then they very weren't okay with it, and a lot of people gave him grief, including me, for like several years. And now he's here, and he's contributing, and he's been a vital part of this team, and after all of the garbage that he has seen in Leafs Nation over the years, do you think he ever in a million years predicted that heading into this season, he would get to be a part of that moment? And what about us? What about us? Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, imagine this? Coming back from 2-0, coming back from 3-1, winning game 3 and taking the series lead. Are you kidding me? And are you in? And hey, I was reminded many a time, hey, takes 4 wins to win a series. You're absolutely right. This series is so close. It's so tight. All 3 games have gone to overtime. They all could have gone the other way. The Leafs could have won game 1. They didn't. Caps could have won game 2. They didn't. Caps could have won game 3 very late. Kuznetsov hit the post. They didn't. Sports are where ifs and buts go to die. And if you thought the Leafs were playing with house money heading into this series, oh, baby. A few more observations from this game. Yes, Kadri, and yes, Komarov, and yes, Connor Brown, and yes, Zach Hyman. Those guys all gave the Capitals just a gritty nightmare of a time. But 2 players stuck out to me in particular. 2 players that, for whatever reason, the Washington Capitals seem to be scared to death of are Mitch Marner and William Nylander. Now, they don't want Austin Matthews getting the puck either. They don't want to give JVR an easy time, but there's something about when Mitch Marner and when William Nylander get the puck, oh god, you just see the Capitals tense up like teams do when it's Ovechkin. Which, by the way, I was catching up on the Capitals side of things. Russian Machine Never Breaks. It's a great blog, even though it's for the enemy. You get to know your enemy. Read it. It's great. Ovechkin played less than 16 minutes in this one. What? It's easy to ask what's going on with the Caps. I want to ask what's going on with the Caps. I thought they were a way better team than this, but maybe the mistake I have made is I have not given the Leafs enough credit. They deserve to be here. They deserve to be playing with the Caps, and they deserve to have a 2-1 series lead right now. Can we just talk about that? The Leafs actually deserve to be in the playoffs and have a lead on the President's Trophy winners. And Toronto deserves this. Toronto, all Leafs fans around the world, and I know there's lots of you, you all deserve this. Handle it with poise, handle it with class, and handle it with fun in your heart, because you never know. This is incredible. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. I have to go record the brand new Panico Pizza Steve Dangle podcast coming out today. I think this might be the first time that we've ever talked about a Leaf win in the playoffs on the podcast. I'll leave you with some videos from Maple Leaf Square. Thank you so much for watching. 2-1 series lead heading into Game 4.